Hello, I'm Erik Robey.
And I'm Christina Macey. Welcome to Anne Arundel County Week in Review. Today we'll take a look at how pets bring smiling faces to seniors, and we'll find out how our waterways are being brought back to life. But first, making headlines this week. At long last, District 1 finally has a new councilman. The County Council has been deadlocked for 2 months over the selection and took a historic 108 votes before picking Peter Smith, a Marine reservist from Severn. The Democrat will take his oath this week and get right down to business in his first stint in public office. District 1 includes parts of Severn, Hanover, Linthicum, and Brooklyn Park. The council removed former Representative Darrell Jones after he was sentenced to jail time for failure to file taxes. The sentence runs into this summer. Councilman thanked Dick Ladd, its member representing Crofton and South County, for breaking a 3-3 tie that seemed set in stone. Now the council is back at full strength with 7 members headed into the budget season that begins next month. Just a few notes about Peter Smith. He is 31 years old and has 2 children with his wife, Rebecca. He enlisted as a U.S. Marine right out of high school. He specializes in information technology at Fort Meade.
Well, Christina, you may remember that back in January, I think it was, we had a group of high schoolers that were crowned the winners of the annual Battle of the Bands competition in Annapolis at Maryland Hall. Now you may have missed the competition, or you might just want to watch it again. Here's your chance. The entire competition will air on this channel for the rest of March and into April. It's all one long show that we're going to run the entire show on Friday and Saturday nights starting at midnight. So you can set that DVR to channel 38 on Verizon or channel 98 on Comcast. If you want to spend your weekend with the popcorn out, you can watch the Battle of the Bands after Week in Review, though. Broadneck High School took top honors in the 14th annual Battle of the Bands competition, beating on a dozen other bands. Here's a clip from their performance. After you watch the competition, you have more chances to see the teens in action. Stiletto just released a single called Black and Blue. They just performed at an all-star event at the Whiskey in Annapolis, and we'll let you know when their next gig is. If you missed the event, make sure that doesn't happen again. Be sure to like Anne Arundel County Battle of the Bands on Facebook, as well as Stiletto.
Not to be a Debbie Downer or anything, Erik, but we have to mention some serious news as well. The Environmental Integrity Project has issued a study of mortality rates showing that air quality in Brooklyn, Hawkins Point, and Curtis Bay is the worst in the state of Maryland. Sometimes referred to as Baybrook, these communities have long been located close to many of Baltimore's industrial plants. According to the study, Baybrook residents have higher death rates from certain diseases that have been associated with exposure to air pollution, specifically lung cancer, heart disease, and chronic lower respiratory disease, than city and statewide death rates for these diseases. County Executive John Leopold has responded to the study by requesting air quality monitoring stations be provided by the Maryland Department of the Environment. The study did not specifically target Anne Arundel County, but the county executive wants to know what kind of relation the findings might have to communities such as Orchard Beach, Stony Beach, Carville Beach, Greenland Beach, Chestnut Hill Cove, and Brockington. For more information on the study, go to www.environmentalintegrity.org.
Well, Christina, I have to say that's a very important story. I mean, this study actually has this as some of the worst air quality in the nation in this area, right here in northern Anne Arundel County. So I think that the county executive is doing the right thing by getting on the Maryland Department of Environment and making sure that our citizens up there are safe as they can be. But we're going to get to the bottom of that one. Well, now there's a lot of controversial topics tackled on Week in Review, but if there's one thing that everyone can agree on, it's that we all love our pets. Why? because pets love us. Well, sometimes they do. Our own Mary Felter is out in the field with a report on Pets on Wheels program that brings smiles to the faces of seniors and people with disabilities all across the county. Mary.
Today we're at Regency Park Assisted Living in Gambrills, and I'm going to be talking to Karen Snyder, who's coordinator of the Pets on Wheels program, which also includes the Mom and Me and Life Enrichment. I'm here because I want people to see how the animals visit with the residents, and also perhaps maybe somebody out there and are watching the show today would like to maybe think about volunteering for it. Welcome to the program, Karen.
Thank you, Mary. Glad to be here.
How long did you say you've been doing this now?
Tiger and I have been volunteering for 3 years now.
So you come out to the assisted living facilities about once a week or so and visit with the residents?
Correct. We come out once a week, an hour at a time or whatever, and we visit with all the residents that want to see them.
What sort of thing are you looking for in a volunteer with your program?
We're looking as far as dogs or
Both.
we're looking for people who have dogs or people that just want to visit and that want to give about an hour of their time and have that much to give. As far as the dogs go, we'd like a very social, lovable dog, a little bit, doesn't have to be very trained, but have some obedience, likes to be petted, likes to be with people as Tiger does, that type of dog.
What kind of dog is Tiger? What is his mix?
Tiger is part beagle and part whippet. I'm not sure what the rest of it is.
Did you have to work long and hard to get him trained to do this?
No, Tiger just has basic obedience training, knows the basic commands. That's all we really need. And he just has that kind of personality that he just loves to be with people and loves to be petted and, not too hyper, not a barker, not a jumper. That's what we're looking for in a dog.
And if someone wants to volunteer, what's required of a volunteer?
First, they would need to either call us or email us, and they would get a packet of information sent to them. And once they get the packet of information, they would fill out the volunteer forms and the other forms, and then they would need to come to a 1-hour orientation. We offer 2 of them a month, one in the morning and one in the evening. And after the orientation, if they decide they want to continue with the program, then we would meet them, do a temperament test on their dog, and we would take them around to their first visit to whatever facility they choose.
About how many volunteers do you have in the program?
We have probably around 200 volunteers right now that volunteer with their dogs or without their dogs.
And we have a lot of facilities, nursing homes, hospitals. So you do go to hospitals too?
Yes, we do all the assisted living centers, the nursing homes, the 2 hospitals in Anne Arundel County. We also do Sarah's House and a couple other special facilities.
And the other part of the program, I mentioned it earlier, I think, is the Mom and Me program, which involves, instead of taking your pet, you take your child?
Correct. The Mom and Me is when you want to join the program and you want to take your child, a toddler, a baby, a school-age child, and visit. The residents love to see the kids. They love it when the little kids do a little song and dance or something like that. And we also have a life enrichment program. If you don't have any kids or dogs and you just want to visit, one-on-one with somebody, you can come and do the program just yourself and be a friendly visitor to somebody.
What is the telephone number people should call to get information?
Our number is 410-222-0738.
You want to repeat that just in case?
Sure, it's 410-222-0738.
Can people find you on the internet as well?
Yes, you can send an email to info@powlemm.org.
And you're funded by a grant because you're no longer a part of the Anne Arundel County government, right?
Correct. We were part of the Department of Aging and Disabilities until budget cuts, and now we do reside in a county building, and we do get some county help, but we are funded strictly from a grant from the county.
Well, thank you, Karen, for coming in today to talk to us about this. I want to talk to some of the residents here at Regency Park Assisted Living, and the first one is Jackie. I understand that you've enjoyed visiting with the dog.
Yes, I do, and whenever, whenever they come, I like to pet them. They come right up to me also. Very friendly, never have to be afraid of them. What I like about it, so many different dogs. There's not one the same kind. Everyone has a different dog, and we all get a chance to pet them when they come.
Jackie, what's your last name and where are you from?
My last name is Weaver, and I was originally from North Carolina. I've been here at Regency Park for a little over a year.
I'm glad we were able to have the pets come and visit you here. And like you said, there are lots of different kinds of dogs. So, okay, thank you. And this is Betty over here. Excuse me. Betty, what's your name?
Betty Patterson.
And where are you from?
From Bowie. And I've been here about 4.5 years.
And how do you enjoy having the pets visit?
I love it because I miss mine so much.
So
I've always had dogs.
You'd be really glad then if people volunteered to come do this.
Yes, indeed.
It kind of lightens up your day a little.
Yes.
Well,
I look
thanks very
forward to it.
Thanks, Betty. And this is Dottie, who agreed to also be here today. And how have you enjoyed meeting Tiger today?
I love dogs. And we've had them, and we've been all over the world, and we've always had a dog. My husband was retired in the Army, and that's how we were transferred so many times. But yeah, I've always liked dogs, really.
Well, Dottie, what's your last name? Where you're from originally?
Breslin,
Okay.
originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Well, welcome to this area. It's nice to see so many people have come together and made some new friends. And we're thankful, too, for Kathy Maxfield. She's our activities director here at the center, and I wanted to thank her for letting us visit today.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And you would like more animals to come visit?
Oh, the more the better. We love them.
Well, thank you so much for giving me your time, ladies. I very much appreciate it. And thank you, Tiger, for coming today. I think we've got a good shot of him enjoying the area. And I wanted to let everyone know if you want to volunteer, be sure to call Pets on Wheels. And again, Karen, that phone number is?
It's 410-222-0738.
Thank you very much. This is Mary Felter for a Week in Review for the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities. Back to you.
Thanks, Mary.
There is more Week in Review to come. As we head into our break, take a look at this week's community calendar. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Welcome back. On March 20th, 2012, at approximately 8 p.m., officers from the Eastern District responded to the 1300 block of Hazelnut Court in Cape St. Clair for a report of family violence. Joining us now is Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy with further details on the investigation. Justin.
Thanks, Erik. Initial information indicated that the 61-year-old female victim was violently assaulted by her 33-year-old son. The victim's son apparently used a hammer to strike her repeatedly in the head and torso. Now, in fear for her life, the victim fled her home and ran to a nearby neighbor's residence where she called the police. And when officers arrived on scene, the suspect had already fled the home. At that point, an extensive perimeter was established and a search was conducted as officers believed the suspect may have been on foot in the area. Utilizing ground units with assistance from the K-9, also from our aviation unit, the suspect was eventually located about a half a mile away, hiding in a heavily wooded area off of Commander's Way. He was taken into custody without incident about 90 minutes after the initial assault occurred. Suspect was then charged with attempted second-degree murder, first and second-degree assault, along with reckless endangerment. The victim was transported to shock trauma in Baltimore in serious but stable condition. The suspect is Robert N. Benscoter, age 33, of 1359 Hazelnut Court in Annapolis, Maryland. Folks, we're going to move on now to our second incident. That one took place on March 20th, right about 9:09 in the evening. That's when an Anne Arundel County police officer conducted a traffic stop for minor traffic violations on a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee in the area of Donaldson Avenue and Old Donaldson Avenue in Severn in the Western District. Now, during the stop, the operator of the Jeep Cherokee attempted to strike the uniform officer as the suspect fled that traffic stop. The officer had to jump into the travel portion of the roadway to avoid being struck by the fleeing suspect vehicle. Western District officers followed the suspect vehicle into the intersection of Chapelgate Drive and Wall Chapel Road in Odenton, where the suspect failed to stop for a red light. Consequently, that Jeep Cherokee struck a civilian vehicle at the intersection. The operator of the civilian vehicle, a 54-year-old male, was transported to an area hospital for treatment of minor injuries. The suspect in this case was arrested and charged with first and second degree assault, reckless endangerment, along with numerous traffic-related charges. Suspect is DeAndre Earl Davis, age 25, of 638 Cadbury Drive in Odenton, Maryland. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information to contribute on crimes or suspects that we mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. That number is available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP, or you can text message MCS plus your message to crimes at 274-637. You can also visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, phone calls are not recorded and callers remain anonymous. You might be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you, Erik.
Thanks, Justin. The police department would like to remind citizens to be good witnesses. Report suspicious activity in your community. If possible, provide a description of the suspect's vehicle to include the make, model, and tag number, along with the direction of travel.
This week in Hot Topics, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to more than 1,380 calls for service. This included more than 1,380 emergency medical calls and 103 fire calls. This week, an accident in the Arnold area of the county sent 7 people to area hospitals, and County Executive Leopold honored a Good Samaritan whose quick actions helped to save the life of another citizen. Here to tell us more about these incidents is Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief?
Thanks, Christina. On Sunday, March 18, 2012, Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported motor vehicle collision involving a bus on College Parkway near Peninsula Farm Road. The first units to arrive on the scene reported a 2-vehicle accident involving a sedan and a mobility bus. A quick assessment of the scene by the first arriving firefighters revealed that 7 people suffered minor injuries as a result of the incident. The first 2 patients and drivers of the respective vehicles were transported to Anne Arundel Medical Center in Annapolis and Baltimore Washington Medical Center in Glen Burnie via ground ambulances. 5 additional patients who were passengers on the bus were transported to Anne Arundel Medical Center via the County Fire Department's medical ambulance bus. In other news, County Fire Chief John Robert Ray and members of the Annapolis Fire Department joined County Executive John R. Leopold as he honored Miss Courtney Dick of Shadyside for the selfless action she took to save the life of a stranger in an Annapolis restaurant. In this case, Miss Dick was having lunch with her mom while home from college for Christmas break when another patron began to choke. Miss Dick had performed the Heimlich maneuver on the patient and cleared the airway obstruction. Paramedics who arrived on the scene were told by bystanders that Miss Dick had performed the life-saving maneuver. Without the quick thinking and immediate action of Miss Dick, the choking patient would have suffered significant medical issues and may have possibly died as a result of the incident. Christina?
Thanks, Chief. Courtney was accompanied by her proud parents at the recognition ceremony. She is a resident of Shadyside and a graduate of Southern High School, where she learned the Heimlich maneuver in a sports medicine class. Courtney is currently a full-time student attending Salisbury University. We're sure she'll go far and wish her the best on finals, which are coming very soon.
Well, Week in Review doesn't miss a single corner of our great county. In this week's Recreation and Park Spotlight, Carolyn Ryan is down at Jug Bay to talk about the upcoming programs there. Take it south to Carolyn at Jug Bay.
Thanks. Well, we're on the southern end of the county today at Jug Bay Wetlands Sanctuary, and I'm joined by Elaine Friebel, who is the education coordinator here, and Lindsay Hollister, who is the volunteer coordinator. And Elaine, can you give us some background on this beautiful Jug Bay Wetlands Sanctuary?
Oh, thank you. Well, the sanctuary is 1,500 acres of preserved land, and it was obtained in small parcels over the years. It's a wonderful place of great diversity of habitats, and we have a lot of diversity of animals and plants. And so it's a wonderful place to visit. We're open to the public on Wednesdays and the weekends during the warm months, closed on Sundays during the winter. Our activities here are primarily walking and observing nature, and we don't allow pets, but in our Glendenning Preserve, which is about half of the acreage, we do allow pets, and that's open every day and free to the public.
Great. Now, what types of programs do you have going on?
Well, this spring we've got some really great programs coming up, starting off with the spring equinox hike on March 25th. Then we're going to have a big tree hike where we're going to visit the largest trees in the sanctuary, so that should be fun. And then we have a wildflower hike so on the spring. And you can look at all of our programs on our website, www.jugbay.org. We also have a number of nature programs. One will be on the monarch butterfly. We have some on pollinators, which are very important to us as humans, and also on the turtles of Jug Bay. And then we have some really fun programs for kids. We're going to have a wetland scavenger hunt at one point, and then also a pond program, pollywogs and pond dwellers.
Great. Now, what ages is that geared toward?
Well, the children's programs are from, about 5 years on up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Sounds like a lot of fun. A lot of different things that you have going on. That's great.
Yes, it's a variety of things. And I forgot to mention that we're also having a women's nature retreat, which is always a great event.
Great. And get more information on your website about that as well.
Yes, all these programs are described on our website.
Great. Now you also have some volunteer opportunities coming up. Lindsay, can you tell us about those?
So it's springtime, so we've got lots of movement, and one of the things that we specialize in here at Jug Bay is ecological research. So we invite volunteers from the community to come out and participate in different citizen science projects. Mostly this is for teens and adults, but we do have a few family-friendly projects, particularly the vernal pool research study, which we have a lot of fun with that. We have people come in, get trained, and then they adopt one of our temporary ponds out in the woods, and they go and search them for wood frogs, spotted salamanders, marbled salamanders, and all the other critters that come and visit those pools. So we do have a training coming up next month, April 14th. And again, all of this information is on our website. That's one of our springtime projects. Also, the box turtles are moving around. So we do radio telemetry work with those turtles to track their movements. We also have an ongoing stream water chemistry study. So people can come in and learn about the oxygen in the stream and find out the health of our streams that run through the property. We have a number of other projects that will be starting up shortly. A bird banding project will be getting started in the summer. And we're actually just phasing out our winter bird study. So we're right on the cusp right now. So there's things that are ongoing, things that are coming up, and we've got lots of opportunities for people of all ages to come and participate in.
Oh, great. Well, thank you both very much for being on the show and sharing this beautiful sanctuary with the county. Well, folks, you've got opportunities to just come out here and walk the sanctuary, to get very involved in doing some research, get involved in a class. So you can visit our website, www.aacounty.org/recparks, click on Parks and Trails, and that will take you to the Jug Bay Wetlands Sanctuary website as well. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Carolyn. Jug Bay is an absolutely amazing place, folks. So I'd encourage anyone, if you haven't been down there, to check it out and take a look at South County. It really takes you back to the way the county's been for generations.
And now we'll head out to West County to find out what volunteers are doing to clean up our waterways. Brenda Reiber, our Director of Community and Constituent Services, talks to Bob Whitcomb about Project Clean Stream. Brenda?
Hi, I'm Brenda Reiber, and I'm standing on the side of General's Highway with Bob Whitcomb, the Vice President of the Severn River Association. He's going to talk to us about the upcoming Project Clean Stream. Bob, what is Project Clean Stream?
Project Clean Stream is the annual effort every year for volunteers to come into our waterways, take trash out, and clean them up.
Clean them up. Well, we're standing in front of one of the ravines right now, and it just looks like a dump site on the side of the road. Why is this area significant?
It was a dump site. I've been doing this for 9 years now, concentrating on the Severn River watershed, because when the county surveyed the Severn River watershed some years back, they created what's known as a watershed model, and unfortunately walked everyone and discovered there were over 20 dump sites. And I took that as my challenge, so we're maybe halfway there. This particular one was a dump site for tires, trash, and other commercial items that I guess preceded the era when The county operated a dump.
So who cleans this up? Where are you getting your volunteers to do this?
Everywhere and anywhere. These are members of the Severn River Association. Obviously, I've been doing this for a number of years. I've recruited in adjacent neighborhoods. I recruit through the alumni clubs or the active midshipmen of the Naval Academy. Anybody who's interested in helping our environment is welcome.
And I put on my gloves and get dirty down in the ravines with you every year, don't I, Bob?
You have been with me almost every year,
yes,
and
I
I appreciate that. A lot of county folks have helped out. I'm active in a number of groups around, so they all know by now that I lead these crazy days, and that's what they are. It's just get down, dirty, be willing to climb down into a ravine, uncover something that's been there and is not going to decompose naturally, and bring it back up.
Well, once you bring it all up, what do you do with it?
Well, the magic of this program is that the county has been a major partner all along. The county brings in either dump trucks or dumpsters, and we fill those trucks and dumpsters, and the county takes it away. We know not where, we don't ask, but we are thankful that the county is our partner.
How many truckloads would you say you took away last year?
Last year on this very site, we had 3 40-foot dumpsters. 2 of them we filled with tires, 1 with trash. And then we had a little bit of recycling on the side, but most of it was just things we had to get rid of.
Are there other locations that you're going to be covering this year?
Yes, Severn River Association is sponsoring 2 locations. We've done a number of locations over the years, and last year and this year we're sponsoring this location in the Clements Creek watershed, as well as a location in the Loose Creek watershed just off Bestgate Drive.
Well, if we cleaned this one up last year, why are we back again? Where does this garbage come from?
Well, there's no new garbage here. We just uncovered a layer of tires on top of old garbage. And even though I had 60 people here last year, after 3 hours of climbing up and down and some of the things they had to haul out with rope chain gangs, if you can picture a very large rope and say 8 or 10 very husky young men hauling things up with that, you can only do so much in one day. So we decided to come back and do more. Several of these sites we attack and get the top layer off and then discover we've got a bigger job.
Well, we've got several different watersheds here in Anne Arundel County. What would people do if they want to volunteer in their own community?
I should have mentioned at the very beginning that this whole project under the name of Project Clean Stream is in fact sponsored by the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay. They do this for the entire Bay region. In fact, today their coordinator told me for the first time they can brag that they will have people out cleaning up tributaries everywhere from New York through Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. And they're proud to have expanded this program that far. I've been participating with them as a co-sponsor for all these years. They have most of their cleanup scheduled April 14th. The one right here is March 31st. And on April 14th, I believe their cleanup's being led in 4 other tributaries in the county.
Well, you can see the website for the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay up on the screen, and you can also go to the Severn River Association's website, severnriver.org, and see what they're doing locally. Thank you, Bob. This is a fantastic program. Is there anything else that you would like to tell the folks at home?
Well, just come and help. We don't require you to register in advance. We have sign-in tables at each location. The exact address and location of those is on severnriver.org website. And just come, wear gloves, heavy boots, and be willing to get dirty to help out.
Well, are there age requirements?
We do ask that no one under 15 comes. There are liability issues with these steep slopes. And while I know the youngsters really want to do the same thing, this is heavy duty work.
All right. Well, I'm ready for it again this year. I'm looking forward to it. It's always good to get a little dirty down in the ravines, anything to save the Chesapeake Bay. So thank you, everyone. Please come out and join the Severn River Association and other groups to clean up our county. Thanks, Bob, for being with me.
Thanks for having me. We look forward to seeing everybody on March 31st. We start at 9 a.m.
All right, back to the studio.
Thanks, Brenda. There are all kinds of cleanup activities like this in our county because we are the home to so many waterways.
Well, Christina, you're right. We are the home to so many waterways, and welcome to your first show of Week in Review, by the way.
Thank you.
And you know, I got to put you on the spot here a little bit because I love trivia. I'm a trivia guy, and I like to quiz my co-host to see. But this one I think you're going to get right. Working in the Office of Emergency Management, as you do, I'm sure you know that Anne Arundel County has a lot of shoreline. But the question I have for you is, how many miles of shoreline can you find here in the county?
Well, Erik, I think I know the answer to this because I've done a lot of research on the county and the history for some of the plans I've worked on, and my final answer is 573.
Oh, bing, bound, right on the money, folks. That's amazing. Yeah, you're right, 573 miles of shoreline. If you think about the way Anne Arundel County is just situated right there on the Chesapeake Bay, but all of our rivers and our tributaries that flow into the county, a lot of water, a lot of crabs in that water.
It's a big part of our community.
It is. It's a big part of this community. But I tell you, we talked about emergency management. Christina Macey, folks, one of our new co-hosts here on Week in Review. We're going to have a cadre of co-hosts that'll be in here on the show from time to time. Christina works for the Office of Emergency Management. Bear with her, folks. Don't judge her by her first show. She's got time to improve. But let's talk a little bit about last week, Thursday, actually, was National Goof Off Day.
Oh, man.
Did you hear that? Ever heard of that?
I did not know that, but
So
if I had known, I would have had an excuse for everything I did.
You would have been goofing off. So I want to talk about that a little bit. You know, a lot of people, emergency management does a lot of good work for the county. Very serious group of people that work over there, led by Captain Erik Hodge from the police department.
Yes.
But I'm sure there's got to be downtime. There's got to be time where you finished all your work for the day. Maybe it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon and you just goof off. Any lighthearted moments over there?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Most of it happens around our conference room table. You know,
a lot of food. You guys like to eat over there.
We do like to eat over there. So whenever we have, you know, get-togethers for baby showers or weddings, we'll have a luncheon at work, and there's never any way to tell what's going to happen there. So.
And I understand you have a special talent that the folks over there tell me about, that you kind of like to make up rhymes or raps or things like that. So maybe that's how your goof-off thing is.
Maybe I'll treat you to one at Battle of the Bands next year.
There you go. There you go. Well, Christina, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to love having you on here. And folks, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in some county employees from time to time and have them serve as the co-host here on Week in Review, so you can really find out more about the people that serve the citizens of Anne Arundel County. Folks, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are always available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes or like us. Yeah, go ahead and do that on Facebook at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around your county. We'll see you next time.